Atticus Finch is the iconic character of Harper Lee's classic novel, To Kill a Mockingbird.
You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view.
Sir?
Till you climb inside of his skin.
The Southern lawyer portrayed in the film and the book has even been praised by American presidents.
To Kill a Mockingbird still touches and inspires every reader. Years after To Kill a Mockingbird was put to film, the character of Atticus Finch was voted the greatest movie hero of all time. It won Gregory Peck the Oscar.
For many, he will always be Atticus Finch, the Alabama lawyer whose brave stand for justice and against racism in To Kill a Mockingbird stirred the conscience of a nation.
Well, now Harper Lee's much-anticipated follow-up to the book is called Go Set a Watchman. Apparently, it shows Atticus Finch in a much different light. It's being revealed that he's not a hero at all, but he's a racist. So why the revisionist literature? Joining us right now is the executive director of the Black Sphere and author of Race Pimping. Kevin Jackson joins us today from St. Louis. Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, Steve.
I just don't get it. Atticus Finch, To Kill a Mockingbird, one of the greatest movies and books of all time. And now we've got this version, which apparently she wrote first, according to stories that I have read.
Right.
She wrote that first, and the publisher said, yeah, it's good, but how about if you actually started 20 or 30 years earlier? Why would she put this out now?
Yeah, if you don't get it, Steve, you need to go to racial rehab, my friend. Yeah. The idea of taking Atticus Finch, who's an iconic character, and you've just played a couple of clips of what presidents have said about him, and do what I call revisionist literature, because this is revisionist fiction, this isn't even real, and make him into a villain. The real underlying meaning is that even when a white guy does good for a black guy, which is what Atticus Finch did in trying to save the life of the black man in the book, he still has an underlying tint of racism. And I think that's the sad part. And I don't want to be a spoiler for people that want to go out and read the book and eventually see the movie or whatever they decide to make about this. But the daughter goes off to college, right, and comes back to discover that her dad is a racist, right, and that's what's so sad about this is it's almost that they want to bring it into the forefront and take this guy who's become an iconic hero of the civil rights movement and make him a racist in the future now. And it fits the political correct narrative today.
I just don't get why she would put this out. I mean, people wanted her to write another book for decades. And now, instead of writing another book, she's putting this out, which was the book she wrote before, To Kill a Mockingbird, and people are going, this changes everything.
Right. Well, you got to look at, because this preceded To Kill a Mockingbird, and I don't believe it was finished. So she obviously finished it, and I don't know the timeline, but to finish it in this way after America has again come to love Atticus Finch. And I think if you just read the novel, it's one thing, but to see Gregory Peck play it, there's nothing racist about Gregory Peck. In fact, and in the book and in the movie, he's ostracized as much as the black man that he's trying to protect. He ends up being threatened in many ways.
Sure.
So to do this is kind of strange. It really is.
It is. And, we've all seen the movie a million times. We all had to read the book growing up. And now to think that 20 or 30 years later, Atticus Finch, Gregory Peck, was a racist when he got older, it's like, wow, what happened to him?
Well, that's not the way it happens. And there are many, many stories of people who started out thinking a particular way about people and they've changed over time. And generally, you'd find that he would soften over time. But I think that it's a statement of our times that she would do something like this. And the only way we're going to find out about this, obviously, is if somebody interviews her. But, to do it at 89 years old and I know they say it's going to be this, cataclysmic thinking about it, but it really isn't cataclysmic thinking. I think it's a state of the times.
Revisionist literature. That's what you called it earlier. One way to think about it. Kevin Jackson, thanks for joining us today from St. Louis.
My pleasure, Steve.
All right. All right. It is 11 minutes before the top of the hour on this Monday. Coming up, a desperate search for a missing mother of 5.